Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of me talking to myself. It's lucky that I didn't call it me talking to myself in the woods, because today I'm going to be talking to myself upon the heath, upon Mousehold Heath. I've already received a word from my friend Rob. Funnily enough, I'm going to meet him for a coffee, hopefully, upon the heath. It's my day off, so it's a nice thing to do. Take Tali on a different walk. She's got other shit to sniff. But I'm going to try and do this Harold all in one sitting. So I'm going to have little breaks in between, but just on the one walk. That's the idea. Wish me luck.
Harp.
Harp. So, I used to work in Canary Wharf when I lived in London, and one of the days, maybe a week, in the kind of big corporate tower that I worked in, they had a harpist in the lobby. It was a very elegant looking lady, obviously very good on the harp. It did sort of send a nice ambience around the corporate palace of whatever that tower was called. I should probably remember that. Barbican Tower? No. I might find that out. I might not. If I find it out, I'll put it here. Anyway, being a hilarious young man who was a renegade, I think it was the second day she was there. I was probably showing off to someone. I just shouted across the lobby, bet you can't play Ace of Spades, and within like half an instant she transitioned from whatever classical plinky plonky music she was doing to the Ace of Spades. I was just incredibly impressed that she could do it, and also how quickly she did it. Although I was too young to drink it at the time, there was a famous lager in the late 80s, early 90s, maybe before that. But that's called Harp lager. I seem to remember they had an advert. Nothing refreshes quicker than a cool, sharp harp. It's weird how advertising works, isn't it? That's still in my head. But this isn't a story about that. This is a story about ice-cold Heinekens. And specifically my dad. When we lived in the Cayman Islands, I'm not sure if I keep going on about that too much. He would often say, and to this day still says, that one of the best feelings was finishing work, maybe even finishing the work week, and being so hot and sweaty from the climate that he would pretty much sit in front of the fridge, open up a bottle of Heineken, drink it, and he would love that feeling of it going off the back of his neck, well, back of his throat. So yeah, that probably was more refreshing than a cool sharp harp. Another story about Cayman. Stop harping on about Cayman, Patrick. Okay. Well, this is double now I'm harping on. One of my parents' friends was called Jerry Harper. And he was like a sports coach. Seemed to have a finger in every pie in terms of all of the athletes and sports people on the island. And the myth is that I think it was on a Sunday, he would kind of have his rounds of all the people he knew on the island. He had a little moped, and he would just drive around, and he'd know when people were having their breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner. And he wasn't a poor person, I don't think. I think he was quite well off. But he would just time it so he'd pop by and do his rounds say hello to the people that he knew, and it would coincide with when the food was going on the table. I quite like that story. He also had incredibly massive calves. Must have been from being on his moped for so long. Don't really know if there's a story behind the calves. Hello, come in, Mr. Pavarotti. Oh, hello. 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 Thanks for coming to see us. We are the panel for the best opera singer in the universe ever. Oh, great. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, no problem. So, it's currently between you and another opera singer. Oh, well, really? Which one? That doesn't matter, and actually it's not in our rules to tell you. We'll have to tell you. Oh, well, okay. So, we're going to do a bit of a tie break. Oh, that sounds interesting. Which part of Italy are you from? Never mind. So, you've got 3 seconds to start. No buying time here. 3 seconds to give us your best rendition of Cotton Eye Joe. Cotton Eye Joe? Yeah, Cotton Eye Joe. That's 2 seconds. 1, do it. Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? No, that's just the tune of one of your other tunes, but with the words changed. Sorry. You're not going to be the best opera singer in the universe ever. Oh, well, no. Have you had a bad day? Yeah. Have you had a bad week? Yeah. Have you had a bad month? Yeah. How do you know about that? Have you had a bad year? Yeah. Have you ever tried making things cold? Well, yeah. Make lots of things cold. Some things have to be cold. Yeah, but you should make things cold. Really cold. The more cold things are, the better they are. And the happier you become instantly. Instantly? Yeah, instantly. Okay, well, what are you selling? No, I'm not selling anything. This is a public information film. Oh, an interactive one. Yeah, an interactive one. Nice face. Thanks. So, go and get something, make it cold, and cheer the fuck up. Okay. Will you get the door? Yeah, okay. It's Terry. Of course it's Terry. Oh, hi Terry, what a surprise. Hey Jim, how you doing? Yeah, I'm fine, Terry. What brings you here at 5:30 on a Sunday? Oh, I don't know, I was just in the area. Yeah, just like you're in the area every week when we sit down for dinner. Ah, don't be like that, Jim. It's just a coincidence. Yeah, coincidence that happens every week. Yeah, coincidence can happen every week. Coincidence isn't just a one-off thing. It kind of is. So, what do we have? I mean, what you having for dinner? Oh, well, actually, we're not having dinner this week. What? Yeah, we're not having dinner. Oh. Is that the time? I better go. Okay, Terry. Have a good day. Maybe see you next week. Yeah, I'll think about it. It worked. Pretending that we don't have any dinner means that Terry won't come in and steal our dinner. Well done, Jim. That's a great idea. And it worked perfectly. I've got giant calves because I've spent my whole life on tippy toes. I have giant calves because I've spent my whole life doing keepy-uppies.
I've got giant calves because I've spent all of my life looking over other people's gardens and fences.
I've got giant calves because I'm a freak of nature.
And I've got giant calves because, you know, when people put fat on, my fat goes straight to my calves.
The votes are in, and we have a new president of the United States of America, because the other one obviously went mad, blew himself up, and here he is, the new president, not the one who blew himself up, because he is blown up. Hi there, thanks for voting for me. Well, it wasn't just me. No, I'm talking to the public who are watching this. Yeah, thanks. I'm really looking forward to working to bring this country forward. You know, to undo all the shit that the last guy did. Oh, great. Well, don't jump the gun because, of course, the last guy brought in this new policy where, as well as being voted in, you also need to know how to sing to an adequate standard the Ace of Spades. What? Yeah, it says down here in clause 9. Oh, right. I've never realised that before. Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? Yeah, it's strange. Well, go on then. Well, weirdly, I actually don't know that song specifically. Oh, sir, listen, I know you're a really good recorder teacher, but can we please just play Frère Jacques or Three Blind Mice? My fingers and my ears are hurting from all this heavy metal recorder music you're making us play. Killing in the name of... God. It's killing my fingers in the name of music. I'd better see what's on the radio. Oh, I'll get Radio 3.
Coming up next on Radio 3, the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra doing their version of Slipknot's latest album, Hello, I am a scientist.
Hello, I'm also a scientist.
We are here to disprove this theory about cold things being good for you.
Well, no, it wasn't just that, it was that they would make you happier if you were stressed.
Yes, well, we are disproving that as well.
Okay, so why are we disproving that?
Because we are scientists. It is our job.
To disprove things?
Not to prove things, but also to disprove them if we can't prove them.
Okay, yeah, that's a good summary of what science does.
Thank you.
So, what are you saying?
Well, the thing is, if cold things make you happy, everyone will just have cold things all the time, and it will default happiness levels to being cold, happy.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, weirdly.
So, the more things that you have that are cold, the less effect cold things have on making you happy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, at what
point is there like a saturation point of when cold things stop making people happy?
Yes, of course, I'm getting to that.
Okay, but could you hurry up?
Why are you so mean to me?
I just don't like people from whichever generic country you're from.
You're a racist and a bad scientist.
Ah, yeah, you should totally go on a date with me because I like my cold drinks like I like my women hot. I also like my hot drinks like I like my women cold. We gave a ward full of people suffering from PTSD from a war. Freezing cold bottles of Heineken, and it made them better. Yes, but it turned them into alcoholics. Doesn't matter. For a little while they were fine. It does matter, doctor, and that's why you don't work in this hospital anymore. Hi Dragons, we're here to offer you 10% of our company that we value at £1 million.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you tell us what the product is then, you bastard?
Okay, Deborah, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Getting around to that.
Okay, fucking get on with it, would you?
Okay, yep. Again, Deborah, if you wouldn't mind calming down.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Thanks, Deborah. Now, do you have people that come around to your house just as you're tucking into dinner? You know, and they happen to do it as if it's by accident, but really they're doing it because they're after some of your dinner. Well, what we've done is develop a special drawer so you can eat your dinner out of it, and then if, say, someone you know called Terry pops around, you can press a button and the tray automatically hides your food straight away. And can you use it for other things? Yes, you can, Debbie. You can use it to hide criminal activities. For instance, if you are money laundering on a kitchen table. Basically, if you're doing anything illegal or that you want to hide on a table, you press this button and it hides it automatically. I'm interested. I'm in. Hello, Chief Inspector. Yeah, no, we got the tip off that the drugs were in the house, but when we got there, they didn't seem to be there anymore. Okay, sounds a bit iffy to me. Sure they haven't got one of those tables? What are you on about, sir? Did you perchance watch Dragon's Den last night? No, I don't watch that shit, sir. Surprised a man of your standing does as well. Well, I don't like all of the ideas, but sometimes you need to know the rubbish ideas to come up with the better ones. Ah, right, yeah, that's the sort of stuff you do, isn't it, sir? It absolutely is, yes. Right, so what happened there? Well, some some person invented a type of table where you could hide things within it just by pressing a button. Ah, right, sir. Yeah, probably that's what they've done, isn't it? Yes, I would believe so. But surely the police force will be able to know if something's hiding within a table. That's within our powers, isn't it? Oh, you'd think so, sir. But you never can be sure. All right, this is a raid. Weren't you here earlier? Yeah, this is the second raid. We're allowed to come in twice. You sure? Have you got separate warrants? Yeah, we had to get separate warrants. That looks like the same warrant, just with some Tipex and the time changed. No, it's the second warrant, all right? Yeah, all right. I get the impression you're just buying time. Probably inside pressing one of those buttons. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. You watched Dragon's Den. You got one of those new fancy tables. No, I didn't. Go in, boys. Look for a button.
Sir, we can't find a button.
Oh, well, maybe there's a secret button.
We can't find a secret button.
All right. Listen, we'll be back. Yeah, you better get that Tipex out. Hello, thanks for having us back on Dragon's Den.
Ach, no bother. You're making me a lot of money, you bastards.
Why are you still calling me a bastard, Deborah?
Well, it's just how I talk, you prick.
All right. Even calling people pricks?
No, that was just you for questioning me, you bastard.
All right, Deborah. Anyway, we're here to ask for £100,000 for 10% of our new business, which we value at £1 million. I realise I may have done my maths earlier incorrectly. And what this is a button which you can press to hide other buttons and itself. Ah, what do you mean? Well, you press it and it hides buttons that you might be using to hide other things. Ah, right. But what do you mean? Well, it means people can't find the buttons that you're using to hide things, and also can't find the hide buttons themselves. Ah, great, I'm in. Hello, and welcome to the annual conference of people that like harping on about themselves. I like harping on about harps.
I like harping on about goblins.
I like harping on about crows. And I like harping on to myself in the woods while on a walk with my dog.
I'm Deborah from Dragon's Den, and I've got nothing to hide apart from myself. And I'm gonna press the secret button that hides me, and hides the button, and hides the thing that I'm captured in.